Liam sit at a small corner table, their hands lightly brushing as they lean closer to each other. Emma takes a sip of her cappuccino, a faint smile lingering on her lips. Liam's eyes sparkle as he watches her, his fingers absent-mindedly tracing the rim of his coffee cup. Emma, Liam, I love spending time with you. You make everything feel so special. Liam, smiling as he looks into her eyes. And your smile makes my day brighter, Emma. You're the most beautiful part of my life. His words hang in the air, tender and heartfelt. Emma blushes, her cheeks tinged with a light pink, and her fingers gently fiddle with the edge of her scarf. The cafe buzzes quietly around them, but to Emma and Liam the world feels like it's standing still. Every laugh, every shared glance is a memory in the making. They talk about their dreams, traveling to Paris, starting a life together, and creating a world filled with love and happiness. Emma, playfully nudging him. Paris first, then maybe a little countryside cottage with a garden. I'll grow flowers and you'll write your stories. Deal? Liam, laughing. Deal, but I get to name the flowers. I'm thinking something poetic like Emma's Bliss. Their laughter blends harmoniously with the chatter of the cafe. To anyone watching, they are the perfect picture of young love, radiant, pure, and untouchable. But as the morning unfolds, a faint shadow flickers in Liam's gaze, almost imperceptible to Emma. He looks away briefly, his smile faltering for a split second before returning. Everything seemed perfect. Their dreams, their plans, and their lives revolved around each other. But life doesn't always go as planned. Evening on a rainy street. The sky is overcast, and the rain falls in a gentle, rhythmic patter against the pavement. The world seems muted, as if nature itself is mourning. Liam walks quickly through the streets, his footsteps echoing in the silence. His heart beats faster as he approaches the park, wondering what could possibly be so urgent. Liam's phone buzzes again, and Emma's name lights up the screen. He answers immediately, trying to steady his breathing. Emma, her voice trembling, soft and distant. Liam, I need to talk to you. It's important. Meet me at the park. Without thinking twice, Liam hurries to the park. The air feels heavy, the kind of humidity that presses against your chest. He finally spots Emma, sitting alone on a bench under the dim light of a street lamp. The rain falls steadily around her, her dark hair sticking to her face, her hands folded in her lap. Liam, his voice filled with concern as he approaches. Emma, is everything okay? You look upset. His heart races and he can feel a knot forming in his stomach. Emma, not meeting his gaze, her voice quiet but firm. Liam, I have to leave. I can't stay with you anymore. The words hit Liam like a wave, knocking the breath out of him. He stares at her, his heart pounding in his chest, trying to make sense of what she just said. Liam, shocked, his voice barely a whisper. What are you saying, Emma? Did I do something wrong? Why are you doing this? Emma takes a shaky breath, her eyes welling up with tears. She looks at him for a brief moment before turning her face away, as if the weight of her words is too much to bear. Emma, teary-eyed, pleading, please don't ask me anything, just let me go. Emma slowly picks up her bag, her hands trembling as she does. Without another word, she stands up and walks away, her figure disappearing into the misty night. Liam stands frozen, a cold emptiness filling him as he watches her leave. His heart aches as confusion swirls in his mind. Why did she leave me? The question echoes in his mind, but the answer remains elusive. Night in Liam's apartment. The room is dimly lit, the soft hum of a city night filtering through the window. The air is heavy with the weight of unanswered questions. Liam sits on his bed, his hands trembling as he holds a collection of photos between his fingers. Each picture is a snapshot of a moment with Emma, a stolen kiss, laughter shared on a sunny afternoon, a quiet evening spent in each other's arms. The memories flood his mind, but so does the overwhelming emptiness left by her sudden departure. Liam stares at the photos, his mind racing with confusion and pain. His heart aches as he replays the last few moments with Emma, trying to find some clue, some sign that could explain her actions. Liam, thinking, his voice a mere whisper in his mind. What happened? Why didn't she trust me enough to tell me? I need to find out. He throws the photos aside in frustration and rubs his face with his hands, feeling helpless. The silence of the apartment is deafening, each tick of the clock growing louder in the stillness. Determined, Liam grabs his phone and begins to text Emma's friends and family, asking if they know anything about her sudden departure. He calls her closest friends, but no one answers. Everyone seems to be in the same state of confusion as he is, as if Emma had disappeared into thin air. Hours pass, but the calls and messages only lead to dead ends. Emma is unreachable, and the mystery deepens. Liam's mind spins as he realizes the painful truth. It's as if Emma has vanished, leaving him and everyone else in the dark, struggling to understand why. The loneliness begins to settle in, and Liam is left with only one question. Why did she leave me? 1 week later, Liam finds a letter. Liam had spent the last week in a haze, trying to process Emma's sudden departure. His apartment felt empty without her presence. He missed everything about her. The way she laughed, the way she made everything feel brighter. But today, he decided to take action. He couldn't live with the uncertainty any longer. Determined to find answers, Liam started going through Emma's things. She had left so many of her belongings behind, her favorite books, scarves, and small mementos from their time together. He found himself lingering over each item, reminiscing about the moments they had shared. It felt like she was still there, just out of reach. As he moved towards the bookshelf, something caught his eye. A small leather-bound diary lay hidden under a pile of papers. He hadn't noticed it before, but now it seemed as though it was calling out to him. He hesitated for a moment, wondering if it was a breach of privacy, but his need for answers was stronger than his hesitation. Opening the diary, Liam flipped through the pages, each one filled with Emma's neat handwriting. She had written about their adventures, their late-night talks, and how much she loved him. But as he neared the back of the diary, a folded piece of paper caught his attention. He gently unfolded it, his heart pounding in his chest. The note read, "If anything ever happens to me, telling Liam the truth would break him. I don't want to hurt him, but maybe this is the only way." Liam felt his breath catch in his throat. What truth? What was Emma hiding from me? The words echoed in his mind as he struggled to process the weight of what he had just read. He realized that Emma had been keeping something from him, something so devastating that she felt it was better to leave him in the dark. But Liam wasn't the kind of person to give up. He couldn't live with not knowing. Determined, he made up his mind that he wouldn't stop until he uncovered the truth, no matter what it took. "Doctor, Emma, I'm sorry, but you have a terminal illness. The tests show that you only have a few months left." The words hit Emma like a punch to the gut. She freezes, her face draining of color as the weight of the news settles in. Her breath catches in her throat, and she struggles to make sense of what she's hearing. Emma, shocked, her voice barely above a whisper, "How is this possible? I don't even feel sick." The doctor gently places a hand on her shoulder, his tone compassionate but firm. "Doctor, unfortunately, the disease is in its early stages. It's aggressive, and the symptoms can be minimal at first, but there's no cure." Emma's mind reels, her heart racing as she tries to process the devastating news. The room feels smaller, the walls closing in around her. In the days that follow, Emma struggles to accept her reality. The fear, the pain, and the uncertainty cloud her every thought. She decides that telling Liam would only add to the unbearable weight on her heart. She believes that letting him go, sparing him from witnessing her decline, is the only way to protect him. To Emma, walking away was the ultimate act of love, even though it tore her apart. Liam's heart races as he approaches her, every step filled with anger, confusion, and desperation. When he finally reaches her, he stands in front of her, the weight of everything he's learned crashing over him. Liam, angrily, voice shaking, "How could you hide this from me, Emma? Did you think leaving me was the solution?" Emma looks up, her face pale and her eyes wide with shock. She wipes a tear from her cheek, the pain in her expression undeniable. Emma, shocked, barely able to speak, "Liam, how did you find me?" Liam, his voice breaking, his frustration boiling over. "Your diary. Did you really think I'd just let you go without knowing the truth? Emma, this isn't love. Love is standing by each other, no matter what." The wind howls around them, but all Emma can hear are Liam's words. Her tears fall, one by one, as she listens to him. Emma, choking on her emotions, voice trembling, "Liam, I couldn't bear the thought of you seeing me like this. I wanted to protect you from the pain, watching me disappear." Liam's eyes soften, his anger fading into sorrow. He steps closer, kneeling in front of her, his hands gently cupping her face. Liam, softly, with all the love in his heart. Emma, the real pain is living without you. I don't care how much time we have left. All I want is to be with you. The silence between them is heavy, but for the first time in what feels like forever, Emma doesn't feel. They spent her last days making memories, simple, quiet moments that spoke volumes. They walked along the beach, sat under the stars, and shared stories of their hopes and dreams, even though they knew they wouldn't have the time to see them all fulfilled. Every smile, every touch became precious. Emma, whispering through tears, "I'm so grateful for you, Liam. You showed me that love is not just about happiness. It's about being there when it hurts the most." Liam squeezed her hand, his heart full, knowing that they had found something truly beautiful. Love, not bound by time, but defined by the moments they shared. Conclusion. Emma's decision to leave was born out of love, but Liam's determination to stay showed the true meaning of a relationship. This story reminds us that love isn't just about joy, it's about standing by each other even when the road gets tough.